Hello dear students, good morning. Meet our new friend Sonometer who will help us in verifying the laws of vibrating string. We have already discussed the statements of these three laws in the previous lecture. The sonometer also helps us to find out the unknown frequency of the tuning fork. But before discussing how we can use the sonometer, दोस्त से थोड़ी जान पहचान तो कर लेते हैं. The sonometer consists of a wooden box which is called as a sound box. You can see the holes here. So the air is enclosed inside it. So this uses a large mass of air to vibrate so that the sound produced by this vibrating string gets amplified. If you remember, or you can visualize a tambura, that is tanpura, sitar, guitar, and the same principle is used here so that the sound produced by these musical instruments gets amplified. Now what else is there in this sonometer? You can see these two bridges which we can move along the length of the sonometer or the sound box. A metal string is fixed at one end of the sonometer. The same string passes over these two bridges. The string passes over the pulley, and at the free end of the string a hanger is there. So we can apply suitable tension at the free end of the string. Now if you pluck the sonometer wire, vibrations are produced in the wire and stationary waves are formed in the portion between these two bridges. You can make this wire vibrate by using a tuning fork. Hammer the tuning fork at its stem and hold the tuning fork on the sonometer or the sound box. The vibrations of this tuning fork will make the air inside the sound box vibrate and will make this string also vibrate. By trial and error method again, we have to adjust the length of this bridge such that resonance occurs. That is, the amplitude of vibration is maximum. But you cannot make out just by seeing at the string whether the amplitude of vibration is maximum or not. So to find out the resonating length, paper riders are used, like paper riders. The paper rider is kept at the center of the bridge. Before that, we have to apply suitable tension to the free end of this sonometer. So these are widths I am adding here. So along with the length, mass of this hanger, the total mass at the free end of the string is 2000 gram and the tension is 2000 into 989. Hammer the tuning fork, hold it on the block. Can you hear the sound? Okay. Now adjust the length without disturbing the paper rider so as to find out the resonating length. See, as you are slowly increasing the length, you can find that the amplitude of vibration of the rider is increasing. When matching of frequency takes place, that is frequency of vibration of the tuning fork matches with the frequency of the string, the paper rider being at antinode, that is at the point of maximum displacement, will be thrown away. Some another fork. Yes. So this is how we can find out the resonating length, which is also called as the vibrating length of the string. So this length between these two bridges is equal to small l, that is the vibrating length of the string. Now if you know the linear density tension which we have applied in the string, we can find out the frequency of the tuning fork, which is given by n is equal to 1 upon 2L into under root T by M. We have already discussed it in the previous lecture. So this is the fundamental frequency with which the string vibrates. So remember here, the string vibrates in the fundamental mode of vibration. So just now we have seen the procedure of finding out the vibrating length. So we have to adjust the distance between these two bridges till the paper rider is thrown off. So which we are going to use for the verification of the three laws of vibrating strings. In order to verify the first law of vibrating string, that is the law of length, we have to verify the relation between frequency and the vibrating length of the string. Now the law of length states that the fundamental frequency of vibrations of a string is inversely proportional to the vibrating length of the string when tension to the string and linear density of the string is constant. So here the same sonometer wire is used throughout the verification procedure to keep M constant, that is linear density constant, and a constant tension is applied to the free end of the string. So tension applied is 2000 into 980. See, we are going to verify the law bilkul sabut ke sath. So this experiment is actually performed in the laboratory. Here frequencies is to be varied. So we are using 5 different tuning forks of frequencies from N1 to N5. Now for every tuning fork, the vibrating length of the string is determined exactly in the similar manner which we have discussed in the previous slide. That is by adjusting the distance between the bridges till the resonance occur and the paper rider is thrown off. Now as resonance occur, at that length, the frequency of vibration of the string is equal to the frequency of vibration of the tuning fork. So here in the first column, though we are representing the frequencies of the tuning fork, these frequencies also represent the frequency of vibration of the string as they are exactly same. Here the frequencies are arranged in descending order, as you can see 512, 480, 426 and so on. Now let us see what happens to the corresponding resonating lengths or the vibrating lengths of the string. Now in the second column, we have written the vibrating lengths. So if you go through this length, you will observe that the lengths are in increasing order 10.6, 11.2, 12.7 and so on. So what we can say is as frequency goes on decreasing, the vibrating length goes on increasing. So when you take the product of N and L, the product has a equal magnitude or the magnitude of the products is almost same. See here 5427, 5376 and so on. So the magnitude of the product is near of the order of 5000 and 400. So all the products are nearly same within the experimental error and we can say that N1L1 is equal to N2L2 is equal to N3L3 and so on, and this product is constant, that is N into L is constant. When the product of two variables is constant, they are inversely proportional to each other. One decreases, the other increases, or one increases, the other decreases, so that the product is constant. Or we can say that when two variables are inversely proportional to each other, their product is always constant. So anyways, what we get is N is inversely proportional to L when T and M are constant. Hence, the law of length is verified. Let us verify the second law of vibrating string, that is the law of tension. What does the law state? The fundamental frequency of vibration of a string is directly proportional to the square root of the tension applied to the string when the vibrating length L and linear density M are constant. Now in this case, different frequencies are used. So 5 tuning forks of frequencies N1 to N5 are used here. The first tuning fork is taken, a suitable tension is applied to the string. The vibrating length of string is determined. When the vibrating length is determined, we know that the frequency of vibration of the string is equal to frequency of vibration of the tuning fork. Now the length is recorded. The recorded length is 10.6 centimeter. Now hereafter, for all these frequencies from N2 to N5, the tension in the string is adjusted so that the string vibrates with the same length of 10.6 centimeter. So here the vibrating length of the string is kept constant by adjusting the tension. So here the fundamental frequencies of the string are written in descending order and the corresponding tensions are written. If you observe the tension, we find that as the frequency goes on decreasing, the tension which is to be applied so as to have the same vibrating length also goes on decreasing. So when you take the ratio of frequency to square root of the tension, we find that the ratio is almost constant 0.36, 0.36, 0.35, 0.34, 0.34. So the ratio is almost constant within the experimental error. So what we can write is n1 upon root t1 is equal to n2 upon root t2 is equal to n3 upon root t3 and so on, and this ratio is constant. That is n upon root t is constant. When the ratio of two variables is constant, the variables are directly proportional to each other. One increases, the other increases. If one decreases, the other decreases. Or we can say that if two variables are directly proportional to each other, the ratio is always constant. So what we get is n is directly proportional to square root of t when L and M are constant. Hence, the second law of vibrating string, that is the law of tension, is verified. The third law of vibrating string is the law of linear density. So let us verify the third law of vibrating string. See, by mistake here second law is written. I have made the correction. So consider it as the third law. So the law of linear density states that the fundamental frequency of vibrating string is inversely proportional to the square root of the linear density when T and L are constant. That is, tension in the string and the vibrating length of the string are constant. To verify this law by a direct method, the method given in the book is an indirect method. So let us first verify the law by direct method, that is by directly verifying the relation between N and root M. Here we have used two sonometer wires of different linear densities. Here this is wire 1 with linear density M1, which is 0.016 gram per centimeter, and this is sonometer wire 2 with linear density M2, which is 0.011 gram per centimeter. Here same tension is applied to both the sonometer wires, that is 2000 into 989, as you have to keep T constant. Now the first tuning fork is taken. The frequency of the first tuning fork is 426 Hz, and for this tuning fork the vibrating length of the wire is determined. This length is noted and the length is 12.7 centimeter. Now as you have to keep L constant, in case of the second sonometer wire, the frequency is chosen such that for this frequency, the wire vibrates in unison with this tuning fork with the same vibrating length, that is by 12.7 centimeter. So the tuning fork which gives you the same vibrating length of the string is of frequency 512 Hz. So this is the observation table. So frequency, the linear density. So if you take the product of n with root m, what we can observe is this product is almost constant. In case of first tuning fork, it is for first frequency it is 53.84, and for the second the magnitude is 53.65. So it is almost same within the experimental error. So what we can write is n1 into root m1 is equal to n2 into root m2, and if you try it for the sonometer wires of different linear densities, we are going to get the same result and the product is constant. That is n into root m is constant. Again, as the product is constant, we can say that n is inversely proportional to root m when t and l are constant. Hence, the third law, that is the law of linear density, is verified. To verify the third law of vibrating string by indirect method, we use two sonometer wires of different linear densities, 0.016 gram per centimeter and 0.011 gram per centimeter, and the same tension is applied to both the wires of 2000 into 989. Here the same frequency is used for both the wires. So the frequency chosen is 512 Hz. So the tuning fork of 512 Hz is used,
and the vibrating length of string is determined in both the cases. In first case it is 10.6 centimeter and in second case it is 13 centimeter. Now we know that the frequency is same in both the cases. So we can write n is equal to 1 upon 2 into L1 under root T by M1, which is equal to 1 upon 2 L2 into under root T by M2. Equating these two, we get L1 into under root M1 is equal to L2 into under root M2. And when we take the product of these two L's and square root of M's, we get L into root M as 1.340 in first case and 1.363 in the second case. So the product is almost constant within the experimental error. So what we can write is L into root M is constant. Now by the first law of vibrating string, we have frequency is inversely proportional to the resonating length. Now the product of L, that is the resonating length or vibrating length, and the square root of the linear density is constant. But if L is kept constant, then this N will be inversely proportional to root M. Therefore, we get that N is inversely proportional to root M if T and L are constant. So this is how the third law of vibrating string, that is the law of linear density, is verified. So students, we have verified all the three laws of vibrating string. As I have told you in the previous lecture, we are science students and we never accept the things without verification. So the job is done. Thank you.